My friends, welcome to the 1,878th day in a row of the Mark and Pires Show. Part 2. If you don't know, this show is sponsored by the BeatSeat, the only drum in the world for guitar players. You can pick one up at BeatSeat.rocks. If you're a singer-songwriter like me, you get a drum that you can play with your entire body while sitting upright. Go to BeatSeat.rocks, check it out. You'll see the different models. You'll see her, H.E.R, who has a model. So it's the perfect drum for people who play music. If you're a guitar player, it's a drum for you. There's never been a seat for guitar players that makes sense. You're buying a $200 seat. You could buy a BeatSeat hand-built drum that you could sit on and play your guitar, or you could kick it while you play your guitar, which you're going to see in a few minutes when we rock out. It's also an extremely powerful sensory therapy drum for anybody with a special need. So if you know anybody who has autism, if you know anybody who has a child who's Down syndrome, this is a drum that's going to unlock connections that do not exist currently. It has unlimited tones, which translates to unlimited vibrational effect. So as somebody who has looked on the internet at what kind of sensory therapy drums are available, there's 1 or 2 tones, which means 1 or 2 vibrational effects. The BeatSeat unlimited vibration. So check it out, BeatSeat.rocks. We're getting into the show. We have Matt Zabrowski here. If you guys don't know who Zabrowski is, he's our woohoo guy. Everybody needs a woohoo guy. When you're the host of the longest running show on earth, every single day, 1,878 days in a row, you need a woohoo guy. And this song. There's something to live for. Oh, goodness. I'm excited to start this show with you guys. We're going to talk about this Gila monster, not really sure what it is. This man who died from, first of all, it's illegal. It is illegal to keep one of these as a pet because they carry as much venom and toxin, I guess, release as a rattlesnake. But there's no antivenom for this thing. So if you get a bite, you're either going to die or you're not going to die. This guy, unfortunately. I'll tell you the story. You're going to be very quick. I just basically gave you all the detail. Then we'll be playing music in a few minutes. I want to share a couple things with you, though. The morning news every single day has been so much fun. I mean, everybody who's been joining me for the news and on a daily, I want to say thank you, first of all. We have to build that into something amazing because it is. It's the start to the day and it's so positive. The news has just been insane. I'll go over a few stories in a few minutes as well. Zabrowski, you ready? Take a sip of my coffee. Something to live for. Zabrowski. Something to die for, yeah. Something to live for. Guys, Matt Zabrowski, he's in the house. Throwing it to you. Woohoo! Right. You know, you should know a few things about me. I'm very animated for a reason. I don't talk about this much, but so when I was a kid, I was a sports guy. I played baseball, played basketball, I played all kinds of sports. I love sports, soccer. And if you've heard me play music, if you've seen me do anything comedic, I go all in. So when I played sports, I was an all-in baseball player and soccer player. And so I excelled because I loved it and I put my heart into it. I was passionate about it. When I was 18, it's the first time I learned anything about music. First time I learned I had any musical ability at all. And I didn't even know what a guitar was, to be honest. I just listened to hip hop, and I grew up in New Jersey, and my cousin was a hip hop promoter. And he used to get all this cool new music from these artists that were about to pop. And like, I always thought it was cool. I had these kind of, I remember hearing, do you remember the song OPP? Yeah, you know me. Remember, O is for other, P is for people. That whole song, I heard that like 5-6 months before it released because my cousin was like working with them. or with someone who was working with them, something, whatever it was pretty cool. And I remember hearing that, and then it was on the radio like 6 months later. And I loved that music because my cousin was introducing. All right, we're gonna play a little music here. So, when I was 18, I picked up a guitar for the first time, and it was only because I was at a party and I heard a friend who was playing. He didn't actually sing, and this was actually interesting because I didn't play, but I could sing. I was willing to sing in front of everybody. Clearly, after going live 1,878 days in a row, I must be okay with doing that, and must have sounded like an idiot because I wasn't, and I'm still not trained at anything, but when you're passionate about something, you just do it. So I'm sitting there and I see my friend, he's playing you guys remember this song? It's the old Dave Matthews song called Warehouse. And so everybody's sitting around, I'm like, I never heard anybody play that song, and I'd only heard about that song about 5 months before because I was listening to hip hop. And my best friend at the time said, I have to introduce you to real music. And I was like, what's real music? Biggie's real. Tupac is real. And he goes, you got to check out Jethro Tull. You got to check out The Dead. You got to check out. And I was like, The Dead? And in my mind, I'd always heard of the Grateful Dead, but I thought the Grateful Dead was some heavy freaking metal band, like Pantera times 10. When you hear the Grateful Dead, but you've never heard the music before, and you're some kid, you gotta go see the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead. Like, you know, it's like, what the? And then when you hear it, and it's like, you're like, what in the freaking heck? That's not what I expected at all. So that was a funny thing. Anyway, so I'm sitting at this party here. While he's singing that, I'm like, oh my goodness, I start singing along with it. So at the end of that party, I told my best friend at the time, I'm going to go and buy a guitar tomorrow. I'm going to learn how to play it. And when I see you guys next year, I'll be playing all of, Dave Matthews songs and Counting Crows. And he's like, yeah, right. Dave Matthews is impossible to play. You'll never be able to play that. And I freaking love a challenge. 6 months in, I'd played every song I wanted to of Dave Matthews, and I started writing my own music. I'm here 209 songs later, but I didn't know any of this until I was 18 years old. There's a point to this story at the very beginning. Don't really remember what it is at this point, but I'll remember. It will come back around to me what the hell I was telling you this for. But the bottom line is, when you're passionate about something, and you put your time and your effort into it, and you really believe that what you're creating is cool, eventually you get somewhere. Like, all of these were written in the last week. So, I think my point was that you really don't know what you can do, until you start doing. And we've been doing it. 80s Simon and Garfunkel. Okay, let's write something in that vein. Who's got a... I just need a couple of words. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. 'Cause I snowblind. I'm all alone. Out in my cabin. I'm snowblind. I can't see. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. 'Cause I snowblind. I'm all alone. Out in my cabin. I'm snowblind. I can't see. I like that, Harvey. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. 'Cause I snowblind. I'm all alone. Out in my cabin. I'm snowblind. I can't see. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. 'Cause I snowblind. Out in my cabin. I'm snowblind. I can't see. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. 'Cause I snowblind. I'm all alone. Out in my cabin. I'm snowblind. I can't see. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. 'Cause I snowblind. Out in my cabin. I'm snowblind. I can't see. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. 'Cause I snowblind. I'm all alone. Out in my cabin. I'm snowblind. I can't see. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. 'Cause I snowblind. I'm all alone. Out in my cabin. 'Cause I'm snowblind. I can't see. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. Can't see my handwriting in front of me. 'Cause I snowblind. I'm all alone. Out in my cabin. can't see my hand right in front of me, 'cause I'm snowblind. Willard, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for being here with us. Jerry, good to see you. Wharton Bissell. I'm just jamming on this song I wrote a couple of weeks ago. Helen Gail Townsend was here for it, so was S. Coop. Chris Donaldson, my brother. I'm all alone, yes, with my cabin in the woods, and I'm snowblind. Whoa. I can see everything. I can see something running me, no one. You know it, 'cause I'm snowblind, yes. I am snowblind, yes. A cabin in the woods, oh, I'm snowblind. Thank you so much. Ooh, Dave Matthews, what would you say? So I don't know if I know what that song, I don't know if I know one, but I could play you a cool Dave Matthews song. Oh, Mark, have you ever done a behind-the-scenes studio tour of your setup? I imagine a badass. It's badass after 190 days, 199,000 days in a row. You're hilarious. We should do that one of these days. Walter, how you doing? Molly, how you doing? Guys, if you hit it up on YouTube, you're gonna enjoy it. It sounds much better. It's HD. The green screen. We're gonna actually go over the BeatSeat so you guys can see the only drum in the world for guitar players. Sorry. Grit. That was it. Okay, so let's play a Dave Matthews song. Freaking A! No worries, Jerry. Oh, goodness. Nick, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. All right, so I'm going to pop this on real quick. And then I have to go and get the freaking kids' phones away, apparently. These little bastages. You know what I mean? When you get to that age. Oh, I gotta go and do it now. I'm getting messages. Okay, what we're gonna do here is this. Don't go anywhere because I'm coming back and we're doing this. Let me just play something here for you if you don't mind for a moment. You're gonna get a laugh out of this, first of all, okay? And then we'll be right back. This is the top, and we're probably gonna cut in between. Oh my goodness, Elgato's on. We're gonna probably get into this I'm glad this actually happened. I would have played that whole song and you wouldn't have seen me. Here we go. I'm gonna pop this on. I will be right back, okay?
Oh.
This is the
going
top
on over there?
13.
I thought my mom was mad at me, but she just emailed me a bunch of
Serial
coupons.
Killer Comedy edition.
It's the Daily Comedy News with your host, Mark Pires. Join us for breaking headlines and all kinds of comedy shenanigans. Brought to you by the BeatSeat.
People who cross paths with well-known criminals and victims shared their unsettling encounters. That I'm into. This one I'm into, guys. We recently asked members of the BuzzFeed community to tell us about the time they had met or interacted with someone connected to a well-known crime. Here are the bone-chilling tales. Number 1, the Zodiac Killer. My father had his medical practice in the city of Richmond, California, during the 60s and until the day he died in 1982. He had the Zodiac Killer for a patient. The patient always made sure he was the last one to be seen. He always talked about the case to my dad, bragged about all his weapons, and even resembled the famous sketch. Now, my dad was a first lieutenant infantry in World War II and did not scare easily, but this man gave him the creeps. My dad eventually sent a copy of this patient's handwriting to the cops, and the guy stopped being treated by my dad. Shortly after that, petty acts of vandalism began to occur around my house. I was around 4 years old when this went down, and after that, my parents would not let me out of the house to play by myself. Let's just see. What's different there? His nose, a little different. Lips are a little different. This, he looks like he's menacing. This one looks like he's taking a deuce. You know, it still looks like the same guy to me. I don't see any update. Number 2, Dennis Rader. He was just, I guess, serial killer. I don't know, it doesn't have a name. He wasn't Zodiac, he didn't get a cool name, you just call him serial killer. So, Dennis Rader, serial killer. Growing up, I lived next to a kid a few years younger than me. He lived with his dad. He told me that when he was a baby, his mom was found murdered while he was in the house. His dad has always been the top suspect, but they never convicted anyone of the murder. I spent years side-eyeing that man. You know, giving him the side eye. On 1 January, the famous serial killer from my state suddenly resurfaced, and his wife was murdered by Dennis Rader, aka the BTK. Oh, BTK was a pretty big killer, right? My dad is one of the detectives who caught BTK. He has been on numerous TV talk shows about the case and continues to travel the country discussing it with other law enforcement agencies. Rose West. Who knows about Rose West? She looks like a real winner right there. Rose West, serial killer. Not me. But back in the day, my friend's mother was offered a lift from Rose. And she was on her bicycle. If she had accepted, my friend probably wouldn't even exist. I was speechless. The Branch Davidians, the cult. My cousin in San Antonio had a house that was basically a party house. One of his friends was an EMT, and this friend and his partner would hang out with us while we were on duty. They would get calls to go to car wrecks, etc., and then come back and tell us the gruesome details. His partner later joined the Branch Davidians, and believe it or not, his last name was Branch. So, Branch from the Branch Davidians. He left the compound before the fire, but was arrested for being one of the shooters on the day of the raid. He has since been released from prison. If you guys don't remember, David Koresh said he was the second coming. I heard him play guitar recently. He's actually pretty good. And he wrote a song, something like Darkness into Light. And it was pretty good. Like, it's just like a musician who's just like, I'm God. Like, no, you're not, dude. You're a decent musician. Guitar is you know, but his voice was actually pretty solid. Like, let me see. You guys want to hear him real quick? Let's see if we can find David Koresh singing. Check this out. It's not terrible, like I said.
A great way to package your products. And with Sticker Mule,
It's not
ordering
terrible.
custom poly mailers has...
Listen. Nice, right? Darkness in the night. That's got like some weird... you know he's a fan of?
Regent Seven Seas Cruises delivers an unrivaled experience that goes beyond all-inclusive, immersing our guests in over 500 of the most magnificent destinations around the globe, from the unrivaled comfort and space of the world's most luxurious fleet. Join us and enjoy an unrivaled experience.
Underwear just isn't the same, don't you think? Always feeling like I have the wrong size, always uncomfortable. Not anymore. It's Crossfly. Here they are. It's got this pouch which Crossfly calls the cocoon. There's a separation now. It's like my private parts have privacy. No more chafing, no more rubbing. Everything is where it needs to be. This is next level comfort. Actually, it's more than that. It's Crossfly comfort. Try them out today.
What's that English band? There's that English band that sang just like that. They have that song that goes it's Morrissey, right? It's like a Morrissey vibe. He's got a Morrissey vibe going. That's David Koresh right there, guys. He may have been the son of God. I mean, I don't know. Pretty good voice. Singing like an angel. I'm just kidding. Not really. It's good. It's not terrible. Alex Murdaugh, killer. When the whole Alex Murdaugh murders occurred, when the whole Alex Murdaugh, I don't know, this is someone speaking. Clearly they're from some backwoods, like when the whole, okay, I think they're going, when the whole Alex Murdaugh murders occurred here in South Carolina, everyone was shocked. You know, turns out my stepsister was banging it out with Paul, and she's friends with them. You know, they were doing it in the back of the pickup. And the son was also killed, you know, not while they were doing it in the truck. This was after. He was at her birthday party just a few months before. Apparently, the FBI even called the circle of friends asking questions about Alex. Did you guys know about that one? I bet you didn't. Now you know. Murdaugh. How do you even say that name? Like, I hate it. I hate that name so much. Because it's like, is it Murdoch? Is it Murdaugh? Is it Murdaugh? Like, what are we talking about with that dumb name? You're a murderer, indeed. You murdered the English language and vocabulary for history of time. My name's Alex Murdaugh. What is it? Is it, how do you finish out in that GH over there? We laugh. Murdaugh. It's Murdaugh. Some people are wondering, do we do Murdaugh? Do we do Murdog? Do we do Murdoch? No, it's Murdaugh. Because it's like laugh, but murd in the front. Murdaugh. You guys didn't know it, but I just cleared it up for you. That's my Latin, you know, experience. You know, when you speak Latin fluently and you see a Murdaugh on the screen and everybody's trying to figure out still, is it Murdaugh? Is it Murdoch? Murdog? Nope, it's Murdaugh. Sometimes you need to have a linguistic expert show up and let you know, inform you, you know. Guys, I'm proud and I'm happy to be that guy, you know, to share the Murdaugh with you. So anyway, Murdaugh in prison still today. Killed his son, killed his wife, you know. He's like a super rich dude. Like, how much money was Alex Murdaugh worth? Let's see. As of 2023, stands at $2 million. In 2022, was estimated at $1.8 billion. But they had like all this land, so how much? I thought it was worth more than that. That's Buster Murdaugh. Guys, Buster Murdaugh is the son, I think, right? How did Alex Murdaugh do financially? Murdaugh stole more than $12 million over a decade. What the freaking hell? This guy's a thief and a murderer? Wow, what a winner. Murdaugh, Murders and Mysteries Timeline. Key events in South Carolina family scandals and deaths. Waters said Tuesday that Murdaugh stole more than $12 million over a decade. And then he murdered his wife and his kid, too. That was, you know, the second part of it. But the first part, he's a thieving motherfucker, you know? And he's in Hampton County Law. He was at the Hampton County law firm. Murdaugh, sentenced to 27 years in prison for financial crimes. Where is the murder crimes? What are we talking about here, Joanne? Joanne! Can you please keep the wheeze down back there? You know, Joanne, when I'm here and I'm doing the news and you're back there, you're dropping them. You know, you're wheezing, you're doing a dropper. Joanne, no! What did you eat? Joanne, that's disgusting. Piggish, really. Murdaugh. Guys, if you've not looked up Murdaugh yet, I just did the work for you. You don't have to look them up anymore. We did that here in Mark Inspire show. So, have you crossed paths with Murdaff? South Carolina. Good old Murdaff. He's always up for a good laugh, you know. Ted Bundy. This one's a good one. Ted Bundy in the late 70s was on a killing spree. I was a little kid playing in the same house that had played in 20 years earlier. We found out recently that my grandparents bought their house in Tacoma, Washington, from Ted's great Uncle Jack. Ted and Jack were very close. He was kind of a mentor and father figure. You know, taught him how to murder, you know. And Ted spent a lot of time at his house when he was young, sharpening the knives. Still creeped out by it, you know. My Uncle Ted. I mean, Jack. I used to call him Uncle Ted, though, because when he came, he had those eyes right there. You see him? Looks like a sane individual. Ted Bundy. So there's another story about John Taylor, convicted killer. Also a heck of a wide receiver for the 49ers back in the day. John Taylor. He caught one up the middle from Joe Montana and Steve Young. Super Bowl. Now he's a murderer. Let's see. Mom and the girl I went to school with dated John Taylor after the 49ers. He turned out to be a killer and sex offender. You know, didn't know about that when he was wearing number 82 for the Niners. Why do I remember all these details from like 30 years ago? John Taylor, he played when I was like 12. John Taylor played football when I was like 12 years old, maybe 9. Like I was a kid. And I'm recalling details. He was number 82, played for the 49ers. And I remember him catching the ball. He was a great wide receiver. Like everybody liked Jerry Rice, but John Taylor was ridiculous. I used to think to myself, I think John Taylor's better than Jerry Rice. But he was always like the number 2. He never got a chance to be the guy. But that guy was awesome. Became a murderer though, just in case you're wondering. Around the time, though, Leanne Tiernan went missing, he attended a parents' evening with my friend's mother. I don't remember much, but my mom thought he was a creep. You know, good wide receiver, though. Remember that. You guys know about Richard Ramirez? I think they called him the Night Stalker. Is that right? Yeah. Richard Ramirez. Look at the friggin' gaze on that guy. Who's getting his number? You getting his number? You're asking him out, right? Hey, cutie, what are you doing? I love your cheekbones and the eyes. Again with the eyes, you know? Murderer. Richard Ramirez, serial killer, as you know. Luckily, we didn't meet him, but I was about 6 months old. You wouldn't have known anyway if you met him. You were 6 months old. Who said this? I was about 6 months old when the Night Stalker attacked someone near our home in Orange County, California. My parents and I were asleep in the living room with a baseball bat until he was caught. My dad's best client lived a few doors down from another one of the victims. This guy with the eyes. Yeah. Oh, look, I put a pentagram on my hand because I like you. That's what he does when he wants to meet people. Imagine you show up, like you're just there at the deli and you're getting a sandwich, right? You're like, excuse me, sir, can I have a chicken salad on rye? Throw a little crispy bacon on there. You turn around, Richard Ramirez is sitting there and he's just like, he's got the hand out. He's like this. He's like, do you want to hang out? And he's doing, this is his let's be friends move. That's his move. Some people have like a move, you know, when they make the move. This is Ramirez's move. And he does one of these with the eyes, the cat eyes, and then he pushes up the cheekbones a little more. You know, he's bringing them in. You guys think that he went and he like stole these people off the street and he attacked them? No, he went like this. And they were like, can we hang out with you? We love your pentagram hand. You know, I know you were into it. You were like, I think I want to hang out with Richard Ramirez and his pentagram hand. Oh, goodness, you know, look at me. What a scumbag, you know. He was doing it. He burned that one in. He wanted to make sure he always had it ready to make friends. Hey, what's up, buddy? Oh, you want to be friends? I'm down. No, I'm down. I'll come and hang out with you. Could you do a pentagram thing on my hand too? Like, what do I do? Do you have like a brander? Like we could brand it into my hand, or do you have to knife it? Like, what are we doing here? Because I want to do the same thing. I want to be just like you. I was thinking about it. I'm like, how do I make friends? I'm a guy who doesn't have a social ability to interact and create conversation. So what do I need to, what's that? Oh, you want me to just put a pentagram on my hand and go like this whenever I meet people? And then when they see the pentagram, they know that means like we have a bond, a blood bond.
It's a blood
What?
oath.
You have to blood oath it? Oh. Ramirez says you got to also, once you become friends, you blood oath it. You put a cut into one of the lines of the pentagram on your hand, and then you do like a high five, you know? Growling stomach. I'm starving, Ramirez. You know, you're there killing. Pentagram in it. I'm hungry.
My pentagram.
Gosh almighty, you know? That's the problem with this guy and his stupid pentagram. That's my belly. I'm growling. I'm hungry. I'm a hungry mofo right now. Casey Anthony, mother of victim Kaylee Anthony. I live in Orlando and crossed paths with Casey Anthony several times in various circles. Thankfully, I drifted away from the group and, you know, before the death of her daughter, but it still creeps me out when I think about it, you know. She was trying to talk to me about my kids, about child rearing, and I was like, I almost listened, you know. Drew Peterson, killer. You guys remember him. I live 10 minutes away from Drew Peterson. Again, 10 minutes away. Do you know how far that is? Just imagine for yourself that you're getting in your car right now and you're driving for 10 minutes and think about how far you are away from your home. That's what this idiot is. Oh my goodness, you're 10 minutes away with Drew Peterson. Shut up. Stupid idiots. I was in 7th grade when his wife Stacy went missing and he was being investigated for her disappearance and then for his third wife's death. We'd come to school each Monday and talk about where we'd seen him out and about since he was a super cocky, you know, he was super cocky and thought he'd get away with it because he was a cop. We'd see him at McDonald's, Best Buy, etc. in Bolingbrook, Illinois. Luckily, he was convicted of his third wife's murder, but to this day, Stacy is yet to be found. She's not going to be found. Like, he murdered her. She's hiding somewhere. She's afraid that he's going to break out of prison to come after her again as like her, you know, retribution. Gosh almighty. Ex-police sergeant. Scumbag. You know, when he's a super cocky scumbag like that, look at him. Look at the look in his eyes. Oh yeah, I'm going to get away with it. I'm a murderer, triple murderer. Gosh almighty. Need some food in the belly. John Wayne Gacy. One of my best friends was dating a guy. They really liked each other. He suddenly disappeared from her life, and she found out years later he was a victim of John Wayne Gacy. So that's so terrible. My best friend in high school is dating this guy, you know, and then like, he disappeared. It was weird. She's like, I wonder what I did. Did I do something wrong? He won't call me back. He's ghosting me. No, he's a ghost. Murdered by John Wayne Gacy. I don't know if you know John Wayne Gacy. Murdered him, the guy. He was a sweet guy. It's kind of his MO. John Wayne Gacy only went for sweet guys. He was the killer clown. If your friend didn't like clowns, you know, he'd still be alive. But when he saw John Wayne Gacy sitting there in the clown outfit, and your friend was like, oh, can I take a photo with you? I love clowns. That was your friend's doing, really, you know. Joseph James D'Angelo. You guys know about JD? We call him JD, J.D. Angelo. We just kind of shorten it, JD. We lived just 3 streets away from Joseph James D'Angelo, known as the Golden State Killer. For many years, we didn't even know it. My daughter babysat for a neighbor who lived 3 houses down from him. My 2 sons and my daughter used to ride their bikes by his house every day. He also sat, known as the grumpy old man, yelling at neighborhood kids to get off his sidewalk or get off his property. Before he was caught, he was able, not confused, and walking, not in a wheelchair. My little sister worked at the horse supply near Sacramento, and the Golden State Killer would regularly come in with his daughter and granddaughter. Apparently all the workers thought something was off with the family, and he seemed to be a bit overbearing, you know, murderer and all. But when it came out who he really was, it was not a shock, you know, to the community that he was living such a normal life after everything he had done, or it was a shock, apparently. The stomach is growling. I really got to eat something before I go on the air. You know, it's just better. It's just better for all. I think we got enough of these scumbag murderers, guys. Look at this. I'm cool with your dumb, like, is that a movie camera that you turn into a gun? Where you're just like waiting to go like, action, and you shoot, you know? What is she doing? Tell me. That looks like a movie camera or straight out of Star Wars. She's got a Star Wars gun there. That's a Star Wars gun. Trish, it's true. Trish says, I probably wouldn't read these stories, but it's fun when Mark reads them. Yeah, I try my best to make them funny for you because these people are out of their minds. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like on the way out the door, leave a comment and share. I'm live at 9 a.m. and after 9 p.m., so join us. This is the Mark and Pires Show.
Everyone around the world is trying to be a part of this moment.
Kansas City Chiefs are only the third team in National Football League history to make 4 Super Bowls.
Are they
in a
really? Who the
5-year
freaking hell
span.
cares? I don't care about it. Trying to save the world. Yeah, trying to save the world. Hopefully you guys got a laugh about that. Did we have a couple of commercials in there? I don't know. I was talking to my kid. Trying to get the freaking phone away, you know. Anyway, hopefully you guys laughed at that. Was it funny? I think the Ramirez stuff was hilarious. I love the Ramirez stuff. I should have put the Herkel Durkel on for you. Herkel Durkel. You know, Herkel Durkel needs more than 23 views. You know, there's a song there. There's a real song that needs to be heard, expressed. While I take my jacket off, I'm going to throw it on for a second here. Little Herkel Durkel. You guys know all about it. We're going to
It's
find
the
out.
Daily Comedy News with your host, Mark Pires. Join us for breaking headlines and all kinds of comedy shenanigans. Brought to you by the BeatSeat.
Why Scottish people love to Herkel Durkel and how this sleep habit is good for your health. I gotta know what a Herkel Durkel is, guys. Right? Who out there is not like, Herkel Durkel? I don't really want to know that story. You all want to know about the Herkel Durkel, right? We're into it. Let's go. Bed rotting has a silly Scottish cousin. Believe it or not, you probably already loved a Herkel Durkel. A Caledonian colloquialism that's trending globally on English language social media. The Herkel Durkel, guys. You know all about it. We've all been there, the alarm going off, and you know it's time to start the day. But you cradle in the cozy bedding, choose to linger. But you cradled in cozy bedding. You choose to linger in your cozy bedding is basically what it's saying. According to the dictionaries of Scots language, the Herkel Durkel is to lie in bed and lounge about when one should be up and about. You're Herkel Durkeling. You didn't know that's what it was called when you were doing it. You woke up, you did a little Herkel Durkel, you jump out of bed. You're like, I think I need a little more Herkel. What? No, maybe it's the Durkel. I'm not sure. I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna Herkel, then I'm gonna Durkel. You're over there just Herkeling. Look, I love you. You're my sweetheart and all, but like, you can't Durkel? You can't Durkel as well as Herkel? You know, it's times like this when I wake up and I'm Herkely Durkling and you're like over there doing, I'm just gonna Herkel. Can you make me some freaking waffles now? You know, just Durkel off the side, you know, and you go make pancakes, waffles. I want maple sausage as well. I want you to infuse some maple into the sausage. No, you have to Herkel, then Durkel. Well, how do I do it again? One, then the other, Herkel, and then Durkel. Guys, this is a live improv comedy show. I'm not sure if when I do stuff like that, it's funny or not to you, but it's funny to me, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Anyway, you're Herkely Durkely, and you know, the difference between these two recently viral, this sleep trend is that the bed rotting implies. What is bed rotting? Like, what are we talking about here? Bed rotting? Is that when literally you get out and there's like a big freaking hole in your bed because you let it rot? You were there for so long, it became like a different material? Rotting material? ugh, it's turning black. There's mold under your hiney butt. It's where it derives. You should wash them sheets. Apparently you're not doing enough herkly-dirkly action in the morning. You get a herkle, then dirkle. Don't dirkle, then herkle. No, I'm sorry. You can't do a dirkle herkle. It's going to be a herkle dirkle. There's only one way to do it properly. Some people tried to do the dirkle herkle back in the 30s. Did not go well. No, look it up, guys. It's there. It's in the book. The Scottish term dates back to the 1800s. I wonder, you gotta really question this one. What happens when Steve Urkel does the herkle dirkle? Right? Guys, you got Steve Urkel doing the herkle dirkle, and everybody else is just having a good time. They're all just waiting to see if they could be a part of the Urkel herkle dirkle. He's signing mattresses these days. Things are bad. Yeah, for old Steve Urkel. Guys, herkling dirkling, Urkel. I do be herkling and I do be dirkling. And once I've herkled my last dirkle in the given morning, I will get up, the Soundbites creator Kira Kosiran's quipped, but I'm a big fan of herkle dirkle. Now, hundreds of years later, the TikTok zeitgeist has latched on to the highly relatable vocabulary word and using the trend to show off their leisurely mornings online. POV, you live on a Scottish island and I've been snowed in and herkle dirkling all week. One TikTok user captioned on video of her relaxing in bed while it snows outside. A user on Instagram used Kosirian's audio for a similar reel, captioning her video, "If this audio doesn't summarize my weekends perfectly, not sure what does. The herkle dirkle, the herkle dirkle." You guys remember it. It went platinum. Is the best song on TikTok. TikTok user from Scotland furthermore claimed that the herkle dirkle is good for the body and the soul. Guys, you want to herkle whenever you can. That's what I would say. Some people wonder when the herkle becomes the thing and when the dirkle should be, the next thing. Bradley, how are you, my friend? Bradley, my brother. Let's see. This was for Andrea.
swear by now I'm playing time against my troubles. Coming slow, I'm speeding. Do you wish you danced while I'm in the front of play on time is one. The difficulty is coming in. I will go in this way, and I'll find my own way out. I will you tell me to stay, but I'm coming too much more. Me, all at once the ghosts come down, reeling you know. But if they came down crushing, remember when I used to play for all the loneliness that nobody notices now. I'm begging slow, I'm crawling here. I'm waiting. I wanted to stay, I wanted to play.
I can't without belting that. It's too high, guys. Gotta go back and belt that because you gotta. The only way you can do it. So we gotta do that.
All at once the ghosts come back, reeling in you now. What if they came down crushing? Remember when I used to play for all the loneliness that nobody notices now. I'm begging so, I'm coming here. Don't leave you. I waited. I wanted to stay, I wanted to play, I wanted to love you. I'm only this far, only tomorrow leads the way. I'm coming, waltzing back and I'm running into your head. Please, I wouldn't pass this by, but I wouldn't take any more. What sort of man goes by? I will bring water, and why won't you ever be glad? It melts into wonder. Yes, came in praying for you. Why won't you run into the rain and pray? Let the tears splash all over you.
John McMullen, how are you, my friend? Bradley Smith, my two friends from Australia. Oi, noi, right? That's my only thing I can say from Australian. You know I'm a celebrity impressionist. I used to do Steve Irwin back in the day. I can't remember it right now. I used to remember how to do it. Raven in the house. Let me play you guys one more song you know. Let's see if there's another one from this dude that I know. This one. Maybe you know this one, maybe you don't. If you know it, sing it out with me. Let's see, we're going to just try to bring TikTok back in because I knocked him off the air, you know. Like, sorry. You know, you guys decided you wanted to go into your thing, now you're back. Let's pop this on. There we go. I'll throw a little chargeroo in there because we're dealing with it, you know. There we go. Oh. Crazy how it feels tonight. Crazy how you make it all right. Crazy with those things you do, and I'll do anything to sitting, smoking, feeling hard, and in this moment it feels so right. Lovely lady, let me at your feet. God, I want you so badly, and I wonder this could tomorrow be. So wondrous youth is sleeping. Let's go drive till the morning comes. Watch the sunrise and fill our souls
I'll drink some wine till we get drunk. Yeah, it's crazy, I'm thinking, just knowing that the world is round. I'm here, I'm dancing on the ground. With my right side up or upside down. Is this real? Or am I dreaming? Lovely lady, let me drink you, please. I'll spare a drop, no, I promise you. Lying under this spell you cast on me. Each moment the more I love you. Crazy and thinking, just know where the world is round. I'm here, I'm dancing on the ground, yeah. Am I right side up or upside down? Is this real? Am I dreaming? Lovely lady, I will treat you sweet. Adore you, I mean you will crush me. And it's times like this when my faith I feel it here. I know how I love you. It's crazy thinking it all's your own. I'm here, dancing off the ground. Am I right side up or upside down? To each other, face and each other, my love, will beat back the pain we found. You know, you mean to tell you all of the things I've been thinking deep inside, my friend. Each moment, the more I love you. Crush me. Whoa. So, how's this part go? I don't know that part. That's weird. Please, please resent me always. He asks for her to resent me? What? Stupid lyrics. I don't think he wrote that. Whoever wrote this is bad. But that's sort of the song, guys. Pretty much, I would say, an interpretation of Dave Matthews. I'm also a vocal singing impressionist as well, not just, celebrity impressionist. We also do singers. I can give you another example. You guys may know this one. Hit the road, yeah. Don't you come back no more. No, 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 no. I said, listen, baby, don't treat me this way. I'll be back on my heat someday. It don't matter if you do. Understood. You ain't got no money. You can't go but well, I guess if you say so. I got to pack my bags and go hit the road, Jack. So we could do Ray Charles. We could also do... watchtower. Sent the joker to the field. Too much confusion. I can't get no relief. The businessman, he ain't my wine. Big, right? We just do a little Dylan. Who else can we do an impression of? I'm down in Jersey. Right? With my... Oh, I'm down in Jersey. I'm down in Jersey again. You there with me? I'm down in Jersey again. I was down Perth Amboy just the other day. It smelled like friggin' crap. Yeah, I'm in Jersey. I got the East Street Bay. I'm down in Jersey. Right. Sometimes you do, Springsteen. You got to bring him back. Just bring him back. Well, I hear that train rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sun shining since don't know when. Well, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. Well, them people keep moving on down to San Antonio. Well, I bet they're rich folks eating fancy dining cars, private ticket coffee and smoking big cigars. And I know I had it coming here. I know it can't be free. Oh, now people keep moving on down to San Antonio. Well, when I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. And them people keep moving on down to San Antonio. Well, I bet there's rich folks eating their fancy dining cars, fried bread, drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. And the people keep moving on and down the San Antonio. Keep dropping picks.
I didn't do that like Johnny Cash. Did that my own way. That was a pretty cool jam, actually. That had a vibe to it. Woo! Every once in a while. There it is. Wally knows. Guys, when Wallace is kicking it, Wallace Ritchie, The Man Who Knew Too Little. If you guys ever seen The Man Who Knew Too Little, it's one of the best movies ever. By Bill Murray. I'm in the movie. I'm there going to England, see my brother, Peter Gallagher. Here's one we could do an impression of. Ready? Nick, how are you? All right, here's my best Jim Morrison impression.
Love me 2 times, baby. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, girl. I'm blown away. Love me 2 times, girl. One for tomorrow, one just for today. Love me 2 times, I'm blown away. Love me 1 time, I could not speak. Love me 2 times, my knees gone weak. Love me 2 times, girl. Last me all through the week. Love me 2 times, I'm blown away. Love me 2 times, I'm blown away. Oh, I love me 2 times, I'm blown away.
Good old Jim. When you're there and you're paying homage to Jim Morrison, one of the greats. How about this one? Right now, it's apparently a thing going on. You guys know there's a movie coming out like tomorrow. Just played it the other day. I can't remember. It's this pick. It's a different pick. It's not as long. I build these picks. I make them out of wood. I got more. I'm going to grab a new one. I'm grabbing a different pick. How about this one? This one looks good. It actually has the acoustic vibe to it because this is made of burl wood. That's right. A piece of burl wood that I filed down into a pick. Have I ever been a Husker? I'm not sure what that is. Jim Morrison. Here we go.
Old pirates, yes, they're our by. So light to the merchant ship. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my stroke. By the hand of the Almighty, we follow this generation triumphantly. Want you help to sing these songs of freedom, these songs of freedom, 'cause all I ever have, redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Not but ourselves can free our minds. Love, from no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets who always stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to say these songs of freedom, these songs of freedom, is all I ever have, is redemption songs, redemption songs. Friggin' camera! Elgato! Right at the end. We got Elgato. It's always when there's a fire ending to something. It's like I look up and see Elgato. Oh, would have been a perfect song to drop. Music video, maybe? I don't know. This is an interesting pick. It was pulling on the strings. It was giving me a weird effect there, because this needs some sanding. Are we going to get rid of this pick? It's not doing the job. It's not. How's this one doing? Let's see. Abracadabra.
music for the night. An hour and 26 in. You know, we played a couple covers, tonight, I guess.
A few other cool things. That's what we do here. Guys, tomorrow morning I'll be back to read the news for you. And you got to be into sarcasm and satire and goofy readings. Got to be into seeing Joanne on camera and sometimes hearing her wheeze. Scammer Payback's, I think, going to be done. I'm actually finished with it. I just wanted to do one more review. I think what I'll do is I'll put that on for Friday night. Wallace, my brother, please come back tomorrow. If you're around in the morning, guys, 9 a.m., every 9 a.m., even if you're working, pop it on while you're working. You can listen to it while you work. That's one of the funny things about, if my show works the way it should work, when you hear my show while you're working, if you're in the middle of, tending to the mill or the fields or whatever, you're at the oil, bringing oil up and doing that whole thing with the snake, and then you got the chain, and then you're closing it, and you're digging for oil, You got the drill and all that stuff and whatever the hell else you need. You're there just trying to figure out where the oil is today, and while you're there, you put your headphones on and you're listening to the Mark Inspire show. And when you do this, you're going to see and visualize all of the crazy stuff I'm saying. I'm pretty sure. And again, that's kind of debatable at this point. But if you are listening, that's why I should make my show a podcast, because when you're hearing the insanity, these little weird, crazy things I'm saying, picture this, and I tell you in some weird comedic form, that I think plays well on radio. Plus, I have a face for radio, So, together, those are double-decker style. That was the best compliment. I went in to see this, I don't even know who she was. Just happened to be some nice lady in the store, And we're talking for a little bit. And I said, she goes, what do you do? And I said, well, I have a show. It's on YouTube. And she goes, that's great. Have you ever thought about radio? And I said, yeah, I think radio is great. I'd love to do some radio. She goes, you have a face for it. I was like, really? Thank you. It's really sweet, Sometimes when you're looking for some honest answers, some honest feedback, the lady from the store is there to give it to you. Hey, buddy, your voice is something. You got an intonation to it where people can hear the stories, they visualize the stories when they hear your voice. But you got a face for radio. Thank you. Best compliment I received that day, You should have heard the other ones. Cherry, how are ya? And Sydney, my friend, and we of liberty and freedom. You rock, Andrea. Thank you so much for doing that. S-Coop, are you on Twitch? S-Coop? Oh, awesome. Guys, we need to start getting a little more of a presence on the Twitch channel, which I think is still called Mark Pires Renaissance Man. Is it still called Mark Pires Renaissance Man? S-Coop, I have to I have to go on and change that. I haven't been on there in so long because I don't think people really see my channel over there. It's funny. We'll get one random S-Coop pops on jokingly. Oh, goodness. You're funny, S-Coop. Guys, tomorrow morning, I'll be back to do some silly things for you. We have some, oh my goodness, the last 2 days, so many ridiculous things have been happening. This morning, this whole thing with this fossil that was painted on a rock. And for you gotta go watch this, guys. It's, oh, it does? Good. Okay, I must have adjusted it. This story I did, it's on from this morning. And I'll tell you, Chris Donaldson went back to watch the show because he caught the tail end of the morning show. He goes, I'm going to go back and watch the beginning. I'm like, good, because that first story was the best story of the day. And it was. It was so crazy funny. And just the premise, there's a rock from 260 million years ago that they've considered this beginning of time, prehistoric, dinosaur fossil. It's a freaking fraud. It was someone painted on the rock. And they're like, yeah, it looks like it's a real fossil. The hair and bones and skin. Nope, it's just paint. So this entire fraud took place over the last 100 years. And so I went down this crazy side, these doors. The first door was trying to find you got to go see it. Or I'll be dropping it. I'm going to be downloading that and dropping it for you. It was crazy. But I would say if you're ever looking just to laugh, head back and watch any of these news stories. I had somebody on TikTok that was like, oh, this could have been interesting. Like they're doing the serial killer thing. Like that I should have made that a serious piece of content. And I'm like, I get it. Clickbait. Like I'll do the serious, John Wayne Gacy and do this straight bit. But I don't know. I like to be goofy with it. I just like to create silly comedy off of things. To me, I'm more interested in that. And if I'm going to turn off anybody who's looking for some horror type of vibe or to be scared, that's not me, man. This is the ultimate positivity and comedy and live variety and in the moment creation show. We work with light here. We don't work with darkness. So, yeah, you're so funny, S-Coop. Yeah, I'm going to do that. It's 12:30. Jeez, I didn't even realize that. Now, let me say goodnight to you guys. I will be back in 8.5 hours, apparently. Jeez, it is... Nebraska. It is starting to become a little bit difficult to do all that, But I'm trying my best. It's actually been easier to do the morning show than the evening show. I get on pretty much almost on time every morning. Maybe 15 minutes late, You know what? Here's the telltale. And this is just to know, if you are someone who likes to watch the morning show, if I have a thumbnail up by the end of tonight, then it's a 9 o'clock show. If you wake up in the morning at 8:30 and you still don't see a thumbnail and you don't see on my channel that there's a live set up yet, I'm doing it. I'm dropping off my daughter still and I'll be back at 8:35. So there will be a thumbnail very soon, but it's going to take a few minutes. So probably 9:30 I'll be live, 9:15, 9:20. But it is around 9 o'clock every single morning on the Eastern Standard. And I know that's maybe early for some of you. So please just check out the replays after, because they're a lot of fun. Andrea O'Neill, Bradley Smith, Sydney, my brother, and Wallace, the Double Nay brothers. We call that Shanae. The Sydney Nay. The Sidawali Nay. Anyway, we're coming up. We're working on that one. Sid 45. Wally's doing his Wally's World. Wally World. Helen Gale Townsend, you are awesome. Leisure number 7, my brother, I think we played the song yesterday. I got to release Touch the Stars. I was realizing that I haven't put out a piece of music in a little while, so it's been all comedy and all comedy. So I'm going to get Touch the Stars out. I think it's ready. So I'll work that out. I will give you guys the link. And I think that one, even what I'll do for a little while for all of the awesome members of this show who support me, I'll make that a member song. So you can, it's funny, I put a bunch of member stuff up there. YouTube Sucks is the song I wrote. It's hilarious. I never dropped it. It's still in the members only section. It's really good. There's a couple sections I would edit out at this point, but it's good. And there's a couple raps about Mr. Beast that are so funny and in the moment crazy raps, And I think Helen had a chance to come across that one. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. S-Coop, also, thank you for that very awesome message you left yesterday. I didn't get a chance to respond because it was kind of a nutty day for me. But it means a lot that you had such a great time during the show last night. And like I said, guys, when I see, and Helen too, again, she went through the characters of this 13 crazy serial killers thing just through a few of her favorites. It's really cool to see the stuff that you guys resonate with, because I do want to continue to create the content that you enjoy.
but also content that I'm passionate about. So it's cool to hear about the stuff that you like, because I'm passionate about everything I'm doing right now. So like if you guys like specific things and you point them out, I'll gravitate towards those things. For example, I did that baseball bit about Babe Ruth, and I'm seeing like random people who love baseball are like, hey, this would be a really cool series if you just went and you created a show that just does sports, baseball history. And I'm like, I could start a new channel, just like Mark Inspires Baseball History or something like that, and have a secondary channel that's just for that and do that too. You know, maybe that is something that would, you know, grow and become something cool, because I do like doing stories about historical, you know, sports figures. I loved baseball. As I told you guys, it was my favorite sport. After soccer, after, you know, I fell in love with soccer, I fell in love with baseball. Anyway, I am tired, S-Coop. You're right about that. I'm going to bed. We have liberty and freedom. S-Coop, Helen Gale Townsend, Sydney and Wally, my brother Bradley Smith across the globe, or whatever the hell it is. We still don't know. It's kind of out in the debate these days, maybe. I'm not really sure if it's a debate. It's just weird. The whole thing is weird. Barella and Andrea O'Neill. I got Wharton Fissel jumping in here. And Eduardo, how are you, my friend? When Eduardo Galvin came out to hang out with us, we were having a good time. Oh, Eduardo, please do me a favor, my friend. If you can, subscribe, turn on notifications, because we're live every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard, and then around now every night, about 10 o'clock usually. Trying to get on around 9, it's just been tough. You know. Some days, again, if I get my thumbnail up, then I just roll up in here and do it. Oh, goodness. Anyway, I hope to see you tomorrow, my friend. Good to see you here. Thank you so much for being here. Eduardo, if you like the green screen, by the way, we've done like, how many comedies? I've done every game show you could think of. I've done them all. They're all in the Mark Inspires comedy, like improv comedy playlist. Also 9 feature films on green screen. They're so goofy. We did them live in the moment, so don't expect that I sat around for 6 months writing a script. I created the movie live in the moment. And there's a lot I cut out now, but some of my favorites, Back to the Future Mark, Stuck on Mars, Super Mark versus Bat Mark, Three's Company, The Breakup Artist. These are all actual feature films on my channel. And they're stupid. They really are. But I love them. I love being silly here. Oh, goodness. Tomorrow, see you in the AM. That's just 8.5 hours from now for some news and comedy. We scroll the news. That's what we do here. We scroll the news. Joanne, do you want to say goodnight? Joanne, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble hearing you over the wheeze. Oh, my goodness, guys. You know, Joanne, when I'm here and you all of a sudden bring the stench into the studio, you know, of you, the stench of Joanne, we call it. It's a popular song, Irish folk song, too, The Stench of Joanne. You guys may have heard it. You can't go down the street and get away from the stench of Joanne. It got double Dublin honors. You know, Dublin does an honors each year to the best songs. The Stench of Joanne. It went down in history, you know, as one of the greatest, like, you know that whole song when they're like Bottle of Rum tune? It went down in history with that. The Stench of Joanne. It was in Gaelic, actually. Ye went down the street to go, and Joanne was there a-wheezing. The stench of Joanne. They did like a beat. The stench of Joanne is the thing you get away from. Her smells really bad. Stench of Joanne, you have a good time. You drink some Scottish wine. It's really whiskeys. It's like Russian? What am I doing over here, you know? Oh, the stench of Joanne. The stench of Joanne. And then you have like the bagpipes come out of somewhere, you know, like nowhere or everywhere. We're not. What the fuck? Oh, the stench of Joanne. It went platinum Dublin, you know? When you get a Dublin, you know, some people are like, I got a Grammy. You got a Dublin. You know, hung that one on the wall. It's a bottle of Guinness. You drank it before you even got home. You put the empty bottle on the wall. I got myself a Dublin. You got a Dublin? Good for you. All for the stench of Joanne, you know? Double platinum Dublin. Went down in history. They did a news story on you. They came out, the Dublin Gazette. Hey, we wanted to talk to you about your Stench of Joanne song. It's going down in history, you know, one of the greatest. In fact, they're saying now it's better than the whoa, you know the other stupid song, you know, that they do with their, like on the ship? Evil. You know that song. Yours is better. The Stench of Joanne. Oh, the stench of Joanne, you get on the ship, you try to get away. Joanne smells a mile deep and 60 miles away from shore, Joanne. The stench of Joanne, Joanne. The stench of Joanne, give me my whiskey. I don't know, that part got thrown in there by the Russian guy who was on board on the ship. They were like, who brought the Russian guy? He's in a war right now. We don't need him on the Irish vessel. I am on the ship again, and Joanne smells like shit. And we're trying to find if we can throw her off the side, but then will be no more water in the oceans. You let that out in the ocean? Oh, we're gonna kick Joanne off into the ocean while your ship you're sailing. Bering Strait, wherever, there's not enough water. You're all of a sudden like, you go from sailing at like 12 knots to just like, who split the sea? Get ready for the tsunami, the double-decker tsunami coming back at you after the tidal wave of Joanne takes place. Belly flop? No, I'm sorry, it's a Joanne flop. When Joanne displaces all of the water in the ocean with her cannonball, some people call it Joanne ball, with her Joanne ball, because if you see, Joanne is a ball of crap, like lumpy, you know, and smells like it too. That's why they were trying to get her off the boat, off the ship. You're on there. You already got the guys with the scurvy. They're all around, you know. And then you got Joanne on there taking up space, wheezing. I'm sorry, no. Just kick her off the back. Are we in the deepest part of the ocean yet? In the Atlantic? Can we do it? Can we get away with it? I'm sorry, no. We'll lose land on the East Coast, United States, if you did. You want to let Joanne off here? Knock her off the back of the vessel at 15 knots? You gotta be kidding me. Displacement of water. Tsunami, East Coast, United States of America. South Carolina's gone. It was there. You did the tsunami because of Joanne's wheezy, hiney butt. You know? Joanne smells like shit. Oh, goodness. What's that, Joanne? I'm sorry, Joanne. I just can't hear you over the wheeze. Joanne! This is why they want you off the vessel. You know what that smells like in the open seas? You don't want to find out. You don't want to know what it smells like. When Joanne's on board, she starts wheezing. There's an effervescence in a smell from the wheeze. And then on top of that, you know, when the air starts doing one of those 360 effects, You don't know this, but when you're in a ship, you get a 360 effect. You're there. And all of a sudden, the smell that you toot, it goes around a circle into your ears. You wake up the next morning and you're smelling it because it's in your skin. Whatever it is. Joanne, you can't get her out. She's not even a human. Joanne, the stench, she comes and goes everywhere she goes and smells like shit. Make her walk the plank, Andrea says. Joanne, they want you to walk the plank. It's actually not a bad idea. Maybe if you did if we could judge it. We could judge your dive, Joanne, or your die. Joanne, we could judge your die. It's nice knowing you, Joanne. Poor Joanne. Sometimes I feel bad for her. Just kidding, guys. Right? She's a wheezer. If you can't call her to for the wheeze. God almighty, Joanne. Oh my goodness. Really? Yeah, I'm here saying goodnight. Joanne, you did it to me again with your stupid song. Oh, there you go, Joanne, the stench, you're playing the song on the way out. Oh, goodness. Mark has a twin here in my town. A man came into the shop a few weeks ago. Hold on, I gotta hear about my doppelganger. Okay, a man came into the shop a few weeks ago that looked exactly like Mark. I thought it was him. Dressed like him and everything. Could have been his clone. Please take a picture of him next time. Wolf, you have to let this guy know when you see him. Say, I know your clone. He's on YouTube every day of existence. Go and find him. I want to have the guy on the show. All right, quickly, because I do have to go. You have to go. The American people, we're all going to sleep. I'm waking up in the morning for another show at 9 a.m. But let me just tell you real quick. I went to Florida. Again, we were talking about this earlier. And I'm in the pool. I told you about the holding my breath story. This is different. I'm in the pool, and I see me across the pool. I swear. It wasn't even me who saw it first. My wife and my mother-in-law saw it. They're like, that guy looks a lot like you over there. I swear it was me. Every detail. My nose, everything. Body type, hair, same physique, the way we looked. And we're both in the pool with our shirts off. And we were even wearing the same color shorts. It was crazy. And I look at this dude, and I'm like, whoa, I'm looking at him. I'm trying to see. And at the time, my eyes were better. And I'm looking, I'm like, dude, that's freaking me right there. And I was like, I'm such an a-hole for not going over and talking to this dude, because I thought to myself, oh, I'll see him next year. I was like, I'm here every year. I'll see him next year. I never saw the guy again. He was there for this one time only for me to meet him, I think. Not for some weird, just for the reason of exactly what I'm talking about. I want to meet my doppelganger just like you should meet yours. And they're out there, guys. They're out there. Helen, we're saying goodnight. Oh, goodness. We of Liberty, you got to get that next time. Hope you guys all have a great night. I'll see you in the morning at 9 a.m. Perhaps a few minutes later, depending on that thumbnail deal I told you about. Until tomorrow, have a good night, and thank you guys for hanging out with me. You got to go away, yeah. Oh, some crazy music tonight too, right? Some great covers. See you tomorrow.